to this week's Game Therapy with your host, Judge Brendan.
Hi, thanks everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Game Therapy. We're super happy to have all of y'all, and we're very, very excited to be bringing you this amazing, today's amazing adventure. So today we'll be playing a bevy of Saturday morning cartoons using an idea and a concept created by our very own Tim DeShane. We couldn't be more excited to bring us to you here on this day, the 12th day of November of 2020. We're real excited. So let's go around the room and we're going to introduce everybody, and we'll let you know who they're playing today and what their character's going to be like. So Tim DeShane, line of L, who are you playing today?
I am playing Sinclair, the Velociraptor Shaman, using the rules from Mark Bruner's Brontosaurus Rex update from the Gen Con program guide.
Yeah. Okay, Dave, tell them who you are and who you're playing.
I'm David Bernardi. I'm playing Harwald, who is a variation of He-Man. So I guess right now he's maybe like Prince Adam, but maybe he will become the He-Man. And I don't have a name for his alter ego. So
that's completely fine. William, tell them who you're playing.
Hey, I'm Will. I'm playing Sir Ocelot, the noblest and most pure of the Thundercats.
Nice. Okay, Matre, tell them who you're playing. Who you are and who you're playing.
Hi everybody, I'm Maitre. You're welcome to call me Tree if that's easier. I'll be playing Miho. She is a lawful ninja. Deadly little Miho.
Deadly little Miho, I love it. And last but never least, special to our game today, the youngest of the Kojo clan, Delaney, tell them who you are and who you're playing.
Hi, I'm Delaney Gosman, and I'm playing Inspector Carl Bubbleston.
I love it. Gosman, y'all. Gosman. Gosman. All right. So, without further ado, let's get this crazy act on the road. So Tim, Sinclair is there for his, fighting through, it's the last moment of his last solo thing. What is he up against? What's he gonna do?
Oh man, so it's gotta be like a giant combiner robot, and things look grim.
Things look grim.
But
the final move that's gonna take
Sinclair is a follower of the way of the Pteranodon. So he invokes the Pteranodon, which I think summons a giant Pteranodon or some sort.
Sure, let's go with that. Yeah, man. The Pteranodon runs down the giant Combine Harbor and just mows it down, takes it off its feet, and all of the assembled dinosaurs give you a roar of approval. And they're like, Sinclair, you've done it. How did you manage to defeat such a terrifying creature?
Kids, I ate my carrots.
And then you hear a mysterious voice. Well, I hope you have eaten enough carrots. And you turn around, and there is this creature that is floating behind you. It's 3 foot tall. It's wearing this kind of like black and red robe. You can only see its eyes poking out of its robe. And it says, greetings, Sinclair. I am the dungeon judge, the master of all I survey. And today, I need you to help us with a terrifying mission in Central City. Will you come and fight for justice?
Sure, Dungeon Judge, you're a silly little man.
Silly I may seem, but powerful am I inside. And I have the ability to draw forth heroes from various worlds to put them together in our hour of need. Come with me, Sinclair, and join me in the Mall of Justice. All right, so let's go to Sir Ocelot. Sir Ocelot of the Round Table of King Lionel. What are you fighting against for your last mission?
All right, so this is the armies of Mum-Ra have made their final push into the kingdom, and Sir Ocelot is standing there surrounded by this field of fallen foes, and only Mum-Ra is standing there in front of him, and Ocelot stands up to his full 4.5 feet height and just says, Mum-Ra, you shall come no further. Today you will face justice.
Oh, Ocelot, today
And then
you shall
runs
face-
forward
No!
faster than the wind. Slash, slash, slash.
Yeah. Man, Mumra, he gets unraveled, just spun around until there's nothing left but ribbon. And he's like, I will get you for this! And yeah, he fades out and disappears. Sir Ocelot, you are victorious and standing there over the, standing there as all of your friends get to their feet. They're all like, Sir Ocelot, you've managed to save us again. How do you do it? And
Power of righteousness.
that's right. But are you righteous enough, you hear, as this little man appears behind you. 3 foot, robe, eyes, the whole thing. Says, Sir Ocelot, I am the dungeon judge, master of all I survey. And you are needed in Central City to help fight against an evil greater than any you've ever encountered. Will you come and join us in the Mall of Justice?
Lead me to that evil.
I certainly shall. And the two of you fade out of there. All right, Carl Bubbleston, you are there on working the case, and you find the final clue that solves the case. What is it?
The small bubble pipe that was stolen from my large collection.
Dun dun dun. That's right. Yes, and Baron Fist says, no, he just. I don't know where that came from. That's not my. Give me a break. And as the cops put the cuffs on him and take him away, they're like, Inspector Bubbleston, I don't know what we would have done without you. Well done on your detective skills.
Yes, it all depends on the bubble pipes. Never underestimate the power of the bubbles.
No, bubbles are more powerful than anything in the universe, some might say. Although some might say the most powerful force in the universe is the Dungeon Judge. Inspector Carl Bubbleston, I am the Dungeon Judge, master of all I survey. And I would like you to join me and some stalwart companions to fight against a greater evil than you have yet encountered there in Central City. Will you join me this day?
Can I bring my bubble pipe?
Oh, well, you're not Carl Bubbleston if you don't bring your bubble pipe. Of course you can bring it. Come along and join me.
Okay.
Excellent. And the two of you fade out and disappear. Okay, dead little Miho. So tell me about the end of your mission that you're on.
Miho has fought her way up a sterile white building, leaving a trail of slumped bodies up until the very top, where she is fiddling through a drawer and an unconscious figure is in a chair beside her, and then just slumped. No one knows if she knocked them out or one by one, or they managed to get the whole building at one shot. But either way, she is finally here, and he opens the drawer and pulls out the letter that she has been sent to retrieve.
You have found the plans. Capital P, capital lands. And now everything, it's a done deal. With these in hand, you realize, you silently as you are, you realize that this is the last thing. Now that with the enemies not having these plans anymore, all of their schemes are going to fall apart. You've succeeded once again, Miho. And then, appearing over the file cabinet, you see this short little man with little eyes poking out by himself. And he doesn't say anything to you, he just kind of nods, but the look in his eye tells you that he's an all-powerful being from another world that needs you to come with him and join him on this quest to fight a terrifying evil.
Miho's hand that has been reaching for her katana loosens, and she nods back and goes with him.
Okay, the two of y'all nod, and then fade out. So, last but not least, Harwald. Harwald, you're standing there up against the last foe of your latest adventure. Who is it?
Well, it's the big foe, Skeletor, or him.
Sure.
He actually already got away. He got in. I'll get you next time. And so I'm standing around with my best friend, this half robot dude, and a little blue gnome ghosty looking thing, and a surprisingly hot woman who's my cousin or something. But we're all just sharing a laugh together about good friends. Yeah.
Yep. So,
Ha ha ha.
and that is when this tiny little being pops up and says, No time for mirth yet, Harwald. I'm afraid there's more evil. And your little floating companion is like, hey, don't you? He just shoves him. Harwald, there's a terrible evil brewing in a different world where I come from, a place known as Central City. And only you and the other 4 people I've called upon are ready to fight it. Will you join me in our quest to fight against this terrifying evil?
Quest where I can fight evil and make friends? That sounds great.
Well done. So, then come and join all our companions in the Mall of Justice. So, sure enough, like all 5 of your characters find yourself there in this food court, at this little table, this little bubble all around you. And there's people wandering everywhere, shopping and doing their thing. It's the 80s. It's the 80s. And that's where Central City is located, the 80s. So once you're all there assembled, the dungeon judge says,
it's just north of the 70s.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can see it from here.
If you've hit grunge, you've gone too far.
You know that's how you know you've overshot what you're looking for. The dungeon judge says, don't worry, as long as we stay within this bubble here in the center of the food court, no one else can see us or know what we're up to. Such is the magic of the dungeon judge. Now, something terrifying is going on. Someone has been stealing all of this world's greatest monuments. The Eiffel Tower, taken away. Mount Rushmore, disappeared. I don't know where to begin to find the clues. And the heroes of Central City, the kick-butt Komodo dragons in foster care, can't be found. Without them here to help us, I don't know what to do. So I've summoned heroes from all across the world. And you should introduce yourself to one another.
Hi, guys. Can I buy anybody a beverage?
So many hairless monkeys.
I am Sir
I was
Ocelot's
looking
pretty-
menacingly up and down at everybody.
Yeah, you got the easiest.
Inspector Bubbleston just smokes his little bubble pipe while stroking his mustache.
Owl's just floating up into the air.
Very suspicious.
Well seen. Let me 1 second. Sorry, I'm having cat aggro issues. You know, inside or outside, or what are you doing? You know? Sorry, y'all.
That's okay. I'm really invested in knowing what happens to the cat now, though.
Oh, well, the cat straightens up or flies right is what happens. Come here, Trokio. All right. Oh. Trokio. See, this is what I determined when I'm either on the phone or on the computer. I'm fairly sure, since Trokio can't sense what I'm talking to, he thinks I'm talking to him, and he's like, "Oh, he means me. Let's hang out." This is the only. He'll avoid me all day long, and then when it's this time, it's like, "Hey, we're doing something." Lose your mind. All right, so the dungeon judge tells you all. So before any more of the world's idols disappear, we have to figure out what's happened. We only have one clue, and he takes this photograph, like a photo out, like a Polaroid photo camera, photo, and says, "I found this at the side of the Eiffel Tower." So you see, there's the Eiffel Tower is in the background, and there are 5 figures standing in front of it, the likes of which you haven't seen very recently. But some of you recognize them. Okay, they all seem to have disappeared from your own individual worlds. So Miho from you see the leader of the D.O.M army, Esqueleto, an undead ghoul who leads a terrifying army that's there just to destroy humanity. Sir Ocelot, you see Molly Cat, who is a real slacker, of like the worst of the Thundercats that you've hung out with, the very, very worst, who's always a little bit like on the edge. And who disappeared out of the continuity a few episodes ago, just gone. I know.
Sir stands up straight, his fur bristling.
Gotcha. All right. Carl Bubbleston, you see now they're wearing sunglasses, but that can't disguise them from your powers of deduction. You see Licorice Sponge Cake, who is a leader of the Rocking X Gang they are a group of evil mini horses that go and pick on the other horses who are trying to just have fun and be friends. And Licorice Sponge Cake is the worst one of them all, and it's always up to some tricks. Just always up to something. You've had more stress over them giving you grief over stuff.
Bubbleston scoffs.
Mhm.
Ugh, these hooligans again.
That's right.
Hoofigans.
And then Sinclair, you see Sergeant Storm Osprey, who is actually a different. He's actually also like he's like an Asmali, kind of a ninja type that comes from your world. And you totally recognize him, even though he's wearing sunglasses to cover up, what's going on. You can't be fooled. You know what I mean? Like it's not happening. And then the last one there, Harwald, you see Special Control Group, an evil scientific plant monster from your world, who you had to fight on numerous occasions.
Nice.
His uncoiling vines of evil have wrapped around too many worlds and caused too many problems to recount. And now here he is once again bringing destruction to a world you've never even heard of.
I'll save it.
It is. I'm trying to see where. Oh, here we go. Oh, all right, there we go. All right. He says, so this is the only clue I have. So you'll need to find a clue, figure out what the next target is, go there and stop these miscreants and find out who's behind it all. Because I don't believe that any of these people individually have the power to bring other people into this world. I suspect an even greater evil whose name we do not yet know. I'm sorry, I need 1 second to go. Been thinking of clues. I got cat aggro. Look, inside or outside, okay? How we got it? There you go.
I think your cat and my dog are related.
Probably so. Trokio's big enough, that's for darn sure.
Yeah.
All right.
My
So
dog Lucy is big on keeping the options open,
Yeah.
All right. So who would like to try to figure out how we're going to figure out what the next monument is that is being targeted by these miscreants?
Leave this to Inspector Bubbleston.
Outstanding. All right, Inspector. What's the move?
What does the picture look like again?
So it's all of them wearing sunglasses, like in disguise, standing in front of the Eiffel Tower, which the dungeon judge just told you disappeared just this morning.
We should go to the crime scene and inspect, see if we can gather any more evidence.
Yes, you'll need a way to get there, and I think I've got just the thing. Mahaza Sabu! And suddenly the table that you're all sitting at, like the one-piece plexiglass table here in the middle of the mall, turns into a flying carpet, lifts up there, and without further ado, you soar right up through the roof up there. The roof of the mall opens up, iris is open to allow, just big enough to allow the carpet out. Whom! You guys fly over to the top, leave Central City, and fly over to 80s Paris. You land there where all of these gendarmes are all running around, just throwing their hands up in the air. Who could have stolen the Eiffel Tower? They don't speak French. They just have an accent. Who could have done this? He's a German. I can't believe it. I've never been so angry in my life at this.
Didn't 80s Paris have an abundance of mimes?
Everywhere. They're everywhere you go. And right now they're all silently pressing outrage.
Miho feels a kinship with the mimes.
Yeah, exactly. She can take off her mask for a moment.
Yeah.
She's actually got mime makeup, like a mask under the mask, you know.
Brendan, I'm looking at is the dungeon judge with us?
No, he has given you this thing, and he has you have flown here on your own.
Could I have asked for a disguise and have it made me look like a punk, like an '80s punk rock dude, but I'm actually, you know, a badly disguised Velociraptor
100%.
with like liberty spikes and
100%, yeah.
like a Michael Jackson style jacket?
Yeah. I'll tell you what. This is what I'm going to do for people looking for extra appropriate equipment. Make a luck check. So for a luck check, if you're new to the game, you're going to roll a d20 and want to roll low under your current luck score. And if you make that luck score, then you're definitely going to you'll have whatever it is. And if not, you'll have something that's not quite what you want.
Oh man, my luck's a 16. I rolled a 17.
So well, what equipment were you looking for?
I similarly was looking for a sort of context-appropriate outfit.
Gotcha. You now have a ninja outfit with a beret. It's not helping. Everybody knows.
But I feel so fly.
You know, it's like, you know.
How uncivilized.
Okay, so Carl Bubbleston, you're looking for clues?
Yes.
All right. So this is right in your wheelhouse. I'm assuming you have the full complement. Full complement dice.
I tried to roll for appropriate equipment. And I got a 1.
Oh yeah. So what's your thing you're looking for this?
I was thinking like a rainbow flag cape, and then I wouldn't have to change out of my like muscle outfit.
Yeah, you just keep. Yeah, you can just
Love
keep.
it.
You know, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
I can do the hair flip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
All
have
right,
your
so-
rainbow cape, and you are a He-Man's He-Man, right?
So Sir Ocelot wants to blend in. I made my luck check. So he's decked out in a full like Hare Krishna regalia. You know, the bright orange robe and the little flower. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. All right. Yeah. So yeah, you guys are yeah, you're all putting it together. So Carl Bubbleston out there looking for clues. So do you have a 24-sided die, Delaney?
I think so.
Yeah, it's
That
a big round. Yeah, that
No,
looks about
that's
right.
That's just a 25 on it, and a 26.
That's a 30-sided. Yeah, it should be a little smaller than that.
I think, yeah.
All right. That looks
Yes.
right. So you can roll that and then add your intelligence modifier and your character level onto that while you look for clues.
The what do I add to the roll again?
You'll add your character level, which is 3, and whatever your character's intelligence modifier is.
I believe that should
30.
also be 3. Yeah.
Did you get a 30?
Yep, a 30,
Goodness
including all the ads. Yeah.
gracious. Fantastic. Okay. Well, that's it. Well,
Skills.
that about does it. So,
Mystery solved.
okay. Yes. So as you're looking, you come down the way and you see like a potted plant, and the potted plant inexplicably is wearing sunglasses and has a piece of paper that they're holding that says "My Next Caper." And it's like looking over it, and when you get there, it looks up and it's like Professor Bubbleston, and you Inspector Bubbleston, and you realize that this is the evil plant creature known as Special Control Group from that picture. And it says, "The jig's up, everybody!" And they get ready to jump out and make a run for it. So let's roll initiative. So we're all out here in front of the empty place where the Eiffel Tower used to be. And as it turns out, these guys, the villains have returned to the scene of the crime. And we're going to see what happens. So go ahead and roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier. You're going to beat my 19.
21.
All right, as a 21 for Carl. Carl, you're on fire.
Yes, call me Carl, please.
So D20 plus your initiative modifier?
Yeah, d20 plus your initiative modifier.
Okay. Harwold got an 8.
8 for Harwold.
Oh wait, not 21. It's
16.
just 18 actually.
Ah.
I thought you said
Okay.
intelligence.
Oh, I might have, and I
Initiative.
apologize if I did, but I got you fixed. No problem. So Ocelot, how'd you do?
I got a. I just had it and I just went blank. A 15.
15 for Sir Ocelot.
So I have a trusty wolf companion. Do they go on my turn, or do I roll separate initiative for them?
The trusty wolf companion goes on your turn,
Okay.
and I'm picturing them just like you sort of like open your jacket up, they sort of like fly out. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Ghost wolf.
yeah, it's unbelievably set up for that. So I got you. And what did you get for initiative for Miho?
16.
16 for Miho. Okay. Dave, what did you get for Harwold?
8.
Oh, I already got you.
Yep.
Who am I missing?
Me.
Ocelot, Miho. Yep. Tim.
I too
Sinclair.
got an 8.
Also on 8. Who has the high agility out of Harwood and Sinclair?
Highest what?
Agility score.
I believe Harold has a higher than me.
15.
Yeah, he's higher.
Gotcha. These guys, the bad guys, are going to go on an 11. So 8.
Arnold gives me like Sherlock Holmes vibes.
Yeah, I get me too. I think that's appropriate. Like, like you're looking for clues, one step ahead, bubble pipe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I drew him. Yeah.
let's see.
That's
so cool.
amazing,
very
man.
nice.
Wait.
Take it.
He's
a
bald. He is like a very shiny, very circular head.
Put it up again. Put it
Good,
up
I
again.
love it.
Would you hold that up again, Delaney?
And then say something, because
Yeah.
I only see the little things.
Carl Bubbleston,
Nice.
the best,
So cool.
the best
Look.
detective around.
I'm drawing Harwold right now. Let me see if I can show you.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
look at that.
Wait. It's the guy who's waving at you.
Yeah. There's a
Fantastic.
handsome fella. Well, I'm gonna give both of y'all a luck point for having for creating an illustration.
That is
of your
amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
Wish I could draw.
I know.
I can
You
kind of
you
draw.
could you
I'm
could
not the
you
best.
could you could put a monster up in the either. Well, you got your background there, yeah, if, you can maybe snatch a picture of the internet or something like that, or I don't know, come with a cool catchphrase. There will be a way for you to earn a point of luck in characterization of Sir Ocelot. I promise it will come up. So, Carl, so you are standing right in front of this potted plant. It looks around and yells, "The gig is up! They're here!" And yeah, suddenly, as you look around, you see it like hiding over by the postcard stand, all by himself. You see a skeleton. The leader of the Doom Army over there wearing sunglasses, the crafty fiend. And yeah, you look, there's a roof over there and like just full of Parisian alley cats. But like sitting amongst them, it's Molly Cat. She's about like 30 feet away and looking angry over there. And you don't see Sergeant Storm Osprey, the ninja, they're smiling, but he's he's around someplace because he's extra crafty like that. And you also don't see Licorice Sponge Cake yet, who was apparently their leader. So we'll see.
Oh, of course he is.
All right, so we will see what happens. So they are going to go on 11. So Carl, it's your turn first, and you were right there in front of Special Control Group.
Okay, I'm going to grab him.
Okay.
Just grab him and like shake him around.
All right. So give me a strength.
What is
check.
your plan?
Other roots.
All right. So give me a strength check. I'm going to roll a d20, and you add your strength modifier to that. You got to beat my 13.
$18.
Okay, you got an 18. Yes, so you have got Special Control Group grabbed by his stem, and he's like, let me go, Bubble.
What is your plan?
I'll never tell you which famous huge American dam we're gonna take next. And like, like a skeleton is like, guy, too much. But it won't matter because we're going to get you today. He's going to, well, it's not his turn yet, but he's getting ready to do something. Miho, you're up. What are you going to do?
We need to
who's,
take
like,
the plant to
immediately, like-
interrogation.
Say again?
Who's immediately in like line of sight of
Line of sight, you can see there, you can see Molly Cap, who is sitting on a nearby roof. We'll say that they're like 60 feet away. Or you can see a Skeleto, who is the leader of the Doom Army, who you fought a bunch of times. And you know that a Skeleto is full of weapons, can pull a weapon from anywhere, like just, as you know, like almost an unlimited supply of hand grenades and smoke grenades and guns and bombs and things at their disposal. He's about 30 feet away. He was hiding over there by a postcard stand.
Okay, so I will open up my my very stealthy samurai coat and let forth the ghost wolf to charge over at Skeleto.
All right,
and
so,
the idea is to try and knock him prone.
Gotcha. All right, so go ahead and give me an attack roll for him. And this is really like, if he's going to knock him prone, it's really like a strength check versus strength check. So go ahead and we'll say he's got a +2 on this check for strength.
Okay.
So.
Oh, that's a 16.
All right.
That's
yeah,
a D20 plus the modifier, yeah?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Sorry, cat's driving me mad. All right, your wolf companion goes over there and knocks him down. All the mimes are like, whoa! And, clearly terrified that there's a tiger out there, running around and, trying to deal with that. So what is Sir Ocelot? You are up.
All right. Sir Ocelot is going to go chastise Molly Cat in the only way that she understands. So he's going to jump up and he's going to be running across the heads of these mimes up to where she is.
Give me an agility check for some,
not good on the agility check. I should have just stayed on the ground.
Yeah, you know what happened? You started making your way over there, and you didn't see but one of the mimes putting a wall up. Boom! You run right into that bitch.
Oh,
And
terrible.
Slide down, and Molly Cat's like, "Oh, Sir Ocelot, that's just typical. You'll never catch us."
Next round.
Well, it's actually their turn. So Molly Cat is going to leap down from where she is, and is going to go for her special move, the one that she is known to fear for. Yep, she's going to leap at you. Ba-ba! All right, so she gets a total of what's her armor class? I got a 13.
I'm sorry, against who?
13 against you. So
Oh, 12.
Yeah, jumps down and ties a knot in your tail. So
That is uncool.
Yeah, until you spend a round getting unknotted, you are at a -1 die on attack rolls and agility saves and skill checks. Okay, so Carl Bubbleston. So Special Control Group is going to use Special Plant Move.
Thank you.
He goes, things grow really well here in the beautiful Parisian sun, and he is going to spend this round enlarging himself and growing. So you're still hanging on to him, but Special Control Group grows, and 16, 1. Only grows, was about 7 foot tall, and now is about like 9 foot tall, and kind of like takes your feet off the ground. Now it's like, Bubbleston, your power is nothing compared to mine, he says. And that is when I got some bad news. Tim, you hear just almost too late. You hear a fluttering of wings behind you. That's a 17. So you feel this cold pain stabbing in your back as Licorice Sponge Cake has flown down out of the clouds, and she grew an ice horn on her forehead and stabbed you with it. So you are going to take 8 points of damage.
Oof.
And go ahead and give me a DC 13 willpower save.
All right. Got a 17 on the die, so yeah, that makes it.
Yeah. You know, just for a moment, you start to get the blue feelings, and you start feeling like really like down and like like everybody's on top of you, but you shrug it off. You remember that you are a proud lizard, that you don't need to have anyone tell you how you feel about anything, and like you manage to like shrug that off, and that is it. So Skeletor is there down underneath the wolf and goes, ha ha ha, you'll never stop the likes of me with this, and pulls one of the smoke grenades off of his many grenaded chest, and suddenly the whole area where they are is now completely filled with smoke, and you hear your wolf just a coughing over there. And that is what that's everything that happens this round. So it is it's Harworth. Harworth, you're up.
All right. I have a question about one of the special powers of my sword. It can cast strength. Am I close enough to Professor Bubbles to cast a strength spell?
Absolutely.
Him? Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do.
But here's the thing: the sword only works if you tap them with it and you say the mighty power phrase.
Ooh.
So
yeah. All right.
out loud for the peanut gallery.
Yeah. Well, I gotta. So do I have to move and then?
Yeah, you are close enough where you can move over in one round and tap Inspector Bubbleston and.
Yeah. By the power of fabulous friends.
Okay, so make your check there. It's a D20 plus whatever your modifier is on top of there.
Oh, it's up to you. Okay, Brendan, it's up to you though. I had written the sword that it always casts at a 16.
Oh, at a 16? Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
So it gives a plus 10 for like one action, essentially.
All right. So
natural 20.
So for one action, Carl Bubbleston has a plus 10 on a strength check, and can you are now you're Superman strong pretty much, and you're just like ready to like do something heinous.
Okay.
And you have one of my Nemesis in your grasp.
Speaking of ready to do something heinous, I need one more cat moment. Tim, be amusing.
Dance, monkey.
In or out?
I'm having a cat moment
Yes.
too.
Are you? You are so sweet, but you are just a pest. A pest, I tell you. I love them all. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, so so you have cast your strength spell upon Carl Bubbleston, who is now empowered up.
It's like Carl Weathers now.
Yeah, and and it is Sinclair. Tim, what are you gonna do?
Sinclair starts to call out to the cold-blooded reptile gods and begins to cast enlarge.
All right.
And I got a natural 20.
Yeah.
So that's
So
going
did
to
I.
make it a
He's a T-Rex
20,
shaman now.
Right?
26, 27 total, which is going to give me triple in size. And I get plus 6 to attacks, damage, and AC. And I get a bonus of 20 hit points.
Right.
Heck yeah. Fantastic. So licorice sponge cake is right behind you and it's like, oh no, like sees you like grow up there and it's like,
And I got to be roaring, like as I'm going.
and like it's like I tried to belittle you, but you belargened.
Tell me that one just out of the hat. Come on.
No, I gotta admit that one was out of the hat, but I got a huge hat because of my giant head. So,
That's true. That's true.
yeah. So but that was all that. But all right. So So Sinclair, you are all there, grown up, and licorice sponge cake with her ice thing coming out of her head is like, No, of course, no, yeah. So licorice sponge is a great big black pony with an ice horn and wings, like a, is up that's the like. All right, and then just flown in. So that's it, and this is the top of the order. Carl Bumbleston, you feel the power for 1 round. You are mighty. What are you going to go for?
I'm gonna yank the plant off its balance, so
All
it
right.
can no longer be standing.
Gotcha. So give me a strength check. D20 and add your normal strength modifier, but also add your plus 10 additional for this round.
14.
Yeah. 13?
Yeah.
That with everything? You rolled the
Rolled a 3, so
gotcha.
and my modifier is 0.
Gotcha. You know what? Into each life. So you would sit here. I would pet you. All right, yeah. So you know what happens? You actually lift up Special Control Group, but instead he just like you lift him up and he loops around his like the top of his fronds and grabs into the dirt. So like he's still holding on while you're trying to pull him up. He's like, no, I'm not leaving the soil. I won't. He's just being, he's just dug his heels in. But we're gonna move on and we will see what happens next from that. So it is Miho. Miho, your wolf is now there in the misty cloud. So you can act and the wolf can act. What are you gonna do?
I am seeing that poor Sir Ocelot's tail is all knotted up, and Molly's also in range of me. So I'm gonna run over and call for my wolf back. Smiley, get out of there! And run over to Sir Ocelot to try and.
So she speaks.
Yep. She speaks to the wolf.
He's got weirdly high pitched voice, like really, like slightly shrieky.
You be quiet too.
Yeah, you're starting to get a sense of why she doesn't speak a lot.
Outstanding. So there's just like a cloud over there, and it's like, huh? Oh! And Smiley starts bounding his way over to you. Come on, boss. So you can run over there and get over to where Molly Cat is and do something.
Can I slash my katana?
Absolutely, you can.
So it's an attack roll first, or
make it a check. Make it an attack roll. D20 plus whatever your katana modifier is there.
Okay, that is a 19.
19. You know what? She's got an armor class of 19. That's fantastic. She tries to do like this cartwheel flip, but you want to get her. So go ahead and give me some Molly Cat damage.
Alright. That is an 8 on the damage.
An 8. All right.
Uzi too.
She's like, oh yeah, you're stacked. She's like, hey, I'll do the scratching around here. Ching! And now two of y'all are getting ready to get into a cat. I mean, I can say cat fight because she's a proper cat person. Okay, that's not derogatory in this particular instance.
Right.
But normally, that's not a cool thing to say if you're watching at home. All right. So that was awesome, though, and we'll say that we'll say that Smiley the wolf is on its way and can get there next round. Sir Ocelot, Molly Cat, up to her old tricks, has tied a knot in your tail. What are you gonna do?
All right, is that a roll to untie my tail?
Yeah, it's an agility check, DC 13.
13. All right. So I'm rubbing my nose where I ran into the wall, and I'm reaching back and I'm untying my tail. I'm going to use my D16 to try to undo the tail. That's going to be a 13.
That's what you need. Yeah.
Okay.
You
And then I got my D20, and I'm going to just slash her.
All right.
And that's a 1922.
That's another hit. Give me damage.
Gotta find the right die. Only 5.
All right. But you know what, though? Like, now she is surrounded, and there's a wolf incoming, and she's looking real, she's tricky and whimsical, but she's not brave. It's one of the reasons that she was always a bad Thundercat. So, we'll see what comes down. That was awesome, and it is their turn. So she is completely surrounded. So here's what she is going to do. She is going to try to leap up and climb onto what's nearby. Yeah, she's gonna jump into a tree. Yeah, cat noises. I can't do horse noises, but I got cat noises all day.
I was gonna say it's really
Thank you.
impressive.
I don't know what one of my friends does a really good cat noise, so I'm always doing them doing cat noises.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know, right? I love a good cat noise. So, but here's the thing. So, Miho and Sinclair, Miho and Ocelot and who else hit? Molly Cat. No, the two of y'all can take a free shot on Molly Cat as she leaps away. So roll me. She's armor class 19. We've established. So you guys can make a free shot on her as she runs for it.
Oh, I missed by a bunch.
So do I. I'm.
All right. So she does this flip. No. Like lands over backwards. And then for her attack roll, she grabs her lasso off and she's going to try to lasso one of y'all. I'm going to roll 1, 2, 3. It'll be Sir Ocelot. 4, 5, 6. It'll be Miho. Miho, you're getting ready to get lassoed. That is a natural 20. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Yeah, you are lassoed. So it's going to take a 20 plus 3. It's going to take a 23. Whatever your check used to get out of there, it's going to take a 23 to get out, or somebody can spend around helping you to get out of there. And she's like, ha 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 ha. Caught in my trap now, are we, ninja? That's not all. Okay, so suddenly a skeleton comes out of the smoke cloud that he had made over there and such, and opens up the face shield of his helmet so everyone can see his scary skull face. At this point, all the Parisians are running in every which way and such, and he says, now everyone's gonna die. And he is going to fire kind of in an arc over at, he is actually going to focus on Harworth. So Harworth, this is a reflex save. So give me a DC 13 reflex save as they're unloading bullets upon you. It's an area effect thing. He's unloading the clip of this enormous gun he has.
17.
17.
Well, actually 17 plus 3 is 20. So
perfect. So you were going to take half damage from this. You actually went into you're going to lift up a piece of the sidewalk and hold it in front of you. So you were going to take half of that, which is going to be terrible to start with. You're going to take 5 points of damage from this, as all of these bullets fly around you from every which way. So I'm making the strength check versus. Give me one, Delaney. Give me one more strength check for Professor Bubbleston, because Special Control Group is going to try to wrest out of your hands. So you are still going to have your.
Do I still have the plus 10? Yeah. Okay.
Until your next round. So I am going to get a total of a 16. What did you get?
26.
No. So it's trying to vine itself out of there, and you're winding him up like a rope. He's like, let me go.
It's not happening.
Like old extension cord.
Yep, like an old extension cord. So that is it. And nobody has seen Sergeant Osprey yet, so we don't know what he might have gotten. He could be anywhere. So we'll see. We will see here in a moment.
Wasn't a licorice sponge cake like the leader or something?
Licorice sponge cake. Licorice sponge cake is the leader of the. Let me break this out here. Licorice Sponge Cake is the leader of the Rocking X Gang, they're a bunch of mean, evil ponies that give all the nice ponies a hard time.
Oh, how mean!
I know, they're just not cool. They're not.
Not cool, man.
And they you haven't seen they're actually. They didn't go this round. Oh, and here comes. You know what? They're actually going to use their special power. She's going to summon goblins. So Licorice Sponge Cake, Sinclair looking at you, and she's like, you know what? You're all green and scaly, and yeah, she gets 2 goblins. Okay, so they're green and scaly, and it shouldn't bother you, but it's kind of obnoxious. So
that's hurtful.
It is. Give me a willpower save, DC 13.
Who's that ponies could be so.
No, I rolled a nat 1.
Yeah, it's so distracting that you can only do half actions for the next 2 rounds. You can either move or attack, but not both for the next couple rounds. As the goblins are like green and scaly, and you're just like it shouldn't bug you, but man, they're just mean. You know, no reason to be like that.
I look forward to
The opposite
devouring them.
of My Little Pony.
Yeah. These are the evil little ponies that bother the good little ponies. So, I haven't seen the show, but I'm assuming it must have evil ponies because.
I mean, yeah, technically, yeah.
See?
Yes, I've watched it.
No, there's. You know what? I have certain friends who are bronies, and I got nothing but respect for the whole. It's the whole thing. So.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's a good show.
I've heard Friendship with Magic is an amazing show, and
yeah, I've heard the new one's like really great. Like I remember watching the original growing up, and I loved it. But I haven't.
Yeah, the new one it's super good. I've watched all of it, almost all of it.
That's
oh,
awesome.
if you're watching at home, so far you've got 2 votes for the new Pony Show, which you should check out. So I don't know, I don't know who needs to hear it. There's a Pony Show out there with your name on it. All right, so that's their whole round, and it is the next in the hit parade, which is going to be Harworth. Yep.
Yeah. All right. On my character sheet, it says something about 1d10 plus deed plus 2 is what my sword does. Can you explain one more time? Like, is
Sure.
that like deed of power, deed of...
That's a mighty deed of arms, okay?
Mighty deed of arms.
Whatever your deed is, okay, whenever you make an attack, with anything you do, you'll roll your d20, and then you'll roll your deed. That's your bonus, and whatever you get on that deed will be your bonus to hit and damage that round. But it's also, if you want to try something creative in combat, if you want to go for a trip, knockdown, anything you want to not, in other words, not just a regular hit. Anything you want to go for, you call it out before you make the die roll, and if you get a 3 or better on your deed, you'll get some version of what you're trying to do.
And what is that die? What is your deed die?
It's a D5 for yours, David, I believe. It should be next to your attack bonus.
Yeah.
On the
and
little.
Do you have a
Yeah.
D5?
I do. I just need to figure out which of these
My
it
man's
is.
got a D5.
It usually looks like a little pyramid, like a flat D4.
Okay, I think that's what this is. All right. Yeah.
No, that's it. That's the one.
All right. So D5 and D20, right? And
Yep,
what
and then-
what I'm trying to do is like cut through the special control, like
Gotcha.
right at the root.
Off of the root. All right. You get over there and you're going to go for a root attack.
Yeah.
I want to see you do it.
Exactly. Time for some gardening. Sorry, I dropped the. All right, so I got a 15 on this natural roll, on this roll, and then a 5 on the deed.
5. Fantastic. All right. So I will say with a 15. So go ahead and roll your damage. So you'll roll your weapon damage plus 5 plus your strength modifier, and you were trying to cut them. You cut them completely off of the roots. Tell me how much damage you do.
1d5 plus 3. Okay.
And then the weapon damage too should be on there for the sword.
Yeah, sword of power, 1d5 plus 3, and then in parentheses 1d10 plus deed plus 2.
So do a die 10 plus deed, which is 5 at the time. So you got your deed die. Plus 2, which is your strength modifier. Because you are Mike.
All right. 9, 10, 11.
All right. 11 points to 11 points to Special Control Group, which is fantastic. Special Control Group has. I want to do a whole camp. I put way more work into this than a one-shot game should have because I'm really enjoying making up these bad guys. That's a big hit on Special Control Group, who was like, ah! And since you were trying to cut them off, I will say that you have actually like sliced them apart from their roots. So they won't be able to walk or stand for a full round until they regrow feet, essentially. He's like, ah! I can't believe
I'm just like holding him now. Like,
yeah, you just got him like, dun, dun, dun.
I got him now.
All right, and there you go. And yes, they're going to lose a round, and they're going to be, hating life until some, and have a minus movement rate until they regrow some feet. So that was a great move there for Harworth, and it is time for Sinclair. Sinclair, you can move or act. These goblins are more of a special effect. They'll just disappear around like at the end of this round,
Yeah.
so they're not, But you still have.
Since Licorice Sponge Cake stabbed me and has now mocked me, I think I'm going to eat Licorice Sponge Cake.
Oh,
Is she edible?
I'm a
Fixing to
dinosaur.
say-
I'm a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Everything that.
Everything is edible.
All right, so I got a 17, 18, 19 to hit,
okay.
and that's going to be 2d4 plus 7 damage. 13 points of damage.
Outstanding. You get her, and she hollers, ah! She's like, I'll teach you, you lizard. And like, for a moment, the goblins are like, oh, like, she's like, you better shut up, the two of you. And so we'll see what happens. But that was a good hit, and it's the top of the order. And at this point, it is time for Carl Bubbleston to make a move. Carl, you have got the Footloose or the Root Loose special control group. They're just held up, and they've lost a round. What are you going to do to them on their round?
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna try to make sure that he can't get out of my grip. So like, Can a plant be knocked out?
Oh yeah, this one.
Okay.
Delaney, don't forget too.
fine.
You have like your gadgets. You have
the gyro punch. I will use.
Ooh, gyro punch. Which one's that? All right.
It's my weapon. Range 10 plus 2.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. All right. Go for it. So make a D20 plus 2, and we'll see how you do. And I will say that you need to hit special control group. You need a 15 or better.
21.
Pow! Roll me some damage.
What? Sorry.
It should be one. It should be 1d4 plus either 1 or 2, Delaney.
Okay. Here. Okay. 5.
5. Okay. So they are looking pretty beat up at this point.
Interrogation.
Yeah, they look like they're not getting ready to. They look like they're just beat up. You know what I'm saying? It looks like awful. All right. So they're like not quite knocked out, but like not doing great at all. So you
really battered up.
Extendo punch them, and they are still in this fight. It's time for Miho to do something horrific. What's she gonna do?
So you could totally say no to this, but in the spirit of Saturday morning cartoons, can I fiddle with the knot on the lasso that's holding me together, and could I use potentially the disable trap modifier in trying to, as opposed to trying to like wiggle my way free?
Yeah, 100%. You can do that. Absolutely. You got it.
Okay, cool. So what is that just a D20 plus that modifier?
Yeah, D20 plus that modifier.
Hog, get the hell out of here. 28.
Nice. So Miho slips one foot out of her boot, reaches up with the foot, and just puts just so between her toes. And the whole thing falls off of you. And Molly Cat's like, hey, that's no fair. So that was
My
awesome.
wolf go? Is my wolf is Smiley out of the cloud?
Oh no, yeah, the wolf can go now. So the wolf had been charging up, and the wolf was coming after Molly Cat, who's now up on the ceiling. Could spend around getting up there, or could go after special control group.
Let's do the second one.
All right, special control group, get the plant. All right, go ahead and make that attack roll D20 plus 2.
16.
Yeah, that's it. Roll me a die 6 plus 2 damage.
8.
Okay. Have you ever seen a cat really go after a houseplant? Yeah, it's gets over there and just digs it up. And he's like, okay, I surrender. And like puts his hands up and all these leaves fall off it. So it is time for Sir Ocelot. You have seen some real despicable, dishonorable actions today. What are you going to do about it?
This has been a day. All right, so I was standing next to Miho when she got lassoed. So, Ocelot's gonna reach over to the lasso that's still there and kind of wrap his paw around it a couple times and yank Molly right out of the tree.
Yeah. Give me a strength check.
13.
All right, here comes her strength check. I'm gonna get a 12. Yeah, you drag her off of there. Roll me a die 6 for damage and add your strength mod.
Where's my 6? Okay. 6.
Okay. Sure enough, you pull Molly Cat off of the roof by grabbing on the former lasso, now just a rope. This whole thing's been undone. Just a rope now at this point. You know what I'm saying? Is it even a weapon? And she's like, whoa! And she actually flips down and lands on top of Special Control Group. So now they're in a pile.
So with my second action, I'm gonna walk over there and grab the back of her neck, just scruff her with my claws, and just shake her. This is not the way a cat behaves.
I love that. All right, go ahead and give me. What are we gonna do for this? This will be a strength versus strength check to start off with. Okay, so give me just your strength check, and you got to beat my 6. So that's just terrible.
I got a 5.
Oh, you want to spend a luck point or 2?
I do.
All right, 2 points of luck gets you in the pole position because in grappling ties go to the defender. And then give me a personality check as you are going to browbeat Molly Cat.
All right, is this still with my D16 since this is my second action?
Ooh, good question. No, go ahead and roll a D20 for this one. I'm gonna give you a full on D20 because this is like a.
All right, you said personality?
Yep.
17.
Yeah. All right. So you grab, you get her with the grip, and, right around the scruff, and she's like, "But Sir Ocelot, it's not fair. No one can ever be as good or as righteous as you. They all think I'm just a joke, so I'm hanging out with the bad guys now."
Go back home to your litter. You're not cut out for this.
All right, we'll see what's going to happen. So it's their turn. So this round, you guys, Skeleto is like, we're getting beaten. It's time for Plan B. And suddenly, he hits a button on top of his gear. I'm like, suddenly all of these baguettes just fall from the sky and land all over the place. I'm like, people are running up to catch them, and they're getting in the way. And we'll go ahead and say that, when the smoke clears, his Plan B is like his special power. When the smoke clears, you see that you still have Molly Cat and Special Control Group, but Licorice Sponge Cake and a Skeleton have disappeared. And just for one moment, you're like, where did they get to? And you look up, and sure enough, there's actually a helicopter in the air. And you see the two of them hanging out of it. And the helicopter on the side of it has got the logo of Sergeant Osprey, written there, on the tail. Sergeant Osprey. And they're like, you'll never catch us. We'll see you later. And they just fly out over the city. A couple of the mimes try throwing nets over it, but you know how that goes. Mimes, for goodness sakes. However, you have captured Mollycat and Special Control Group, who are both laying there like, little swirlies around their head, little robot fists around them and such.
We must interrogate them.
All right.
Figure out what their plan is.
Okay. So what? How are we gonna do this? What's the move gonna be?
Okay, so we need to probably put Special Control Group somewhere where he can't bury himself into the ground. So more of a solitude room.
Yeah.
Molly has pockets. Miho will rifle through if she
You could put Molly in above a pool. She'll be good there.
If they don't
All
answer
right,
your questions, I will gladly eat them.
All right. So
That's plan B.
Miho, you go through Molly Cat's pockets. There's some yarn in there. There's a little ball with a bell in it.
Hey, let me play with that.
She looks real aggravated to go ahead and lose that. But you also see in there is a key card. And the key card has got a symbol on the front of it of this great big scary looking helmet. So everybody give me a luck check. Roll me a d20 and roll low under your luck to recognize the symbol on the key card.
I recognize it.
Yes.
So do I.
You? Nope. Carl?
So wait, D20 plus luck.
D20. You want to roll low under your luck. So roll a d20 and you want to roll low under whatever your current luck score is. Excuse me, goodness.
I can recognize it.
Mm-hmm. The both of you do, and you're both shocked to find out that there's one villain that has both crossed both of your paths in the past and has actually both gone to Harworth's world and bothered them, but also crossed over against Carl Bubbleston. In fact, Carl Bubbleston, this is the main bad guy that bothers your entire world and such. It's Dr. Evilapolis. And Dr. Evilapolis, full of schemes, always trying some things, kidnapping the president, and he hypnotized the Pope one time. He's just he's just the worst, the very, very, very worst. And he has all these, he's a robot specialist, and he has been known in the past
my arch nemesis.
That's right, Dr. Evilapolis. We're none of us pleased by any of this nonsense. So, what are y'all gonna do?
We need to interrogate them to see where is their next standing point? What are they going to do next?
They said something about a dam.
Yeah.
American
Right.
dam. Hoover?
This is not my world, so I don't know. I say we
that's
find a big river, maybe, and just follow it. Or we could ask a local.
I can't believe I have to work with these hooligans.
Yeah, I'll walk over to one of these
Mio
French
gets,
people, Brennan.
Sorry, Tim, I spoke.
No, that's right. You can go.
Miho gets fully up in Molly's face and where are you going? And then he puts on a low voice.
Scary.
The voice that she calls finally with.
All right.
Where will you be going next?
All right, so you can go ahead and roll me a d20 and roll. Add your personality modifier to really terrify them.
No personality.
Well, before you roll though, Sir Ocelot's going to hand her a baguette because that's like a D6 bludgeoning weapon. That ought to be worth some kind
To
of.
threaten them.
Yeah.
I'll say threatening them with a baguette will give you a +1.
I'm gonna burn a point of luck. That point of luck I got for the drawing. I'll
Yes,
over that.
just
Done and done. So Mio, add +2 to whatever you got there.
That's a 15.
15, yeah. So 15. She says, look. In the early 1930s, Boulder City, Nevada was constructed to house 5,000 dam project workers to build Hoover Dam. Many jobless men and their families converged on the site hoping to find employment in the midst of the Great Depression. Boulder City was situated in federally owned land and had no elected officials, but now is run by the Bureau of Land Management, But we're gonna steal it! Oh, I guess I won't be though because you already caught me. Oh. Don't hit me with that bread, please.
Why are you stealing monuments?
You know, Dr. Evilapolis had this great plan, and I don't know, he just made it sound like the thing to do, and we were gonna, I think, hold him for ransom, and he looks over at the plant, that special control group, ransom, we're holding him for ransom, or something like that.
Careful. Evilapolis is not one to be underestimated.
Right.
Stealing a dam is a lot different than stealing a big tower.
Yeah.
There's lots of water behind that dam that then is going to go somewhere.
Oh, he will find a way. He will.
Right. But what about all the innocent people that will suddenly be flooded?
And the residents
Well,
of
we
Lake
must
Mead.
head there now then.
All right, so we're gonna flying carpet to Hoover Dam out there on the Colorado River.
Oh, nice.
What? That's amazing.
Dude, so good.
I think I got the the suntanned, like California.
I'm here for that feathery, like,
Muscle
hair
beach.
blowing by.
Yeah,
Like,
he's got
that's-
the flip. Yeah.
Mine
That's
just
a-
feels
He
so
listens-
bad compared to that.
No.
Awesome. I
No,
love
not at
it.
all.
Yours has got a lot of personality. Yours really tells, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Does yours have a mustache?
Yeah, it was a mustache.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
like, that's
yeah.
legit.
And a
that
bubblehead.
is so cool.
Yeah, he's very
totally-
shiny head.
totally
Very
love that.
shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
love
it.
that. I absolutely love that. All right, so we fly our way over there to the Hoover Dam, and sure enough, when you get there, here is what you see. It's unbelievable to watch this thing, but as you guys get there, they're standing outside of the Hoover Dam. Take a point of luck for Sir Ocelot. That's awesome. Yeah.
What was that?
Show
Very
everybody.
large
Sir
snout.
Ocelot.
Very
You got it.
elongated.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I think that's closer to
You
a
draw like-
velociraptor, actually.
You need to like add like one of those like capes. Like one of those king capes and like a little crown. You need that.
Actually, is anyone hurt? Because while we're flying over, I have some healing potions.
I was hurt. Yeah, I had a character sheet at one time. I have. There's only 5 points, but
My pride was hurt.
Oh.
I will warn the hairless monkeys, though, that my potions are made for raptor DNA. So that just means that you have to make a fortitude save or you might lose some stamina. But it will heal you.
It'll work differently in this world.
Okay,
So, go ahead and take a fortitude save though. What's the DC on that?
15.
15. Yeah, take a 15 DC fortitude save.
Is Sinclair still ginormous?
No, that only lasted 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I failed that fortitude save.
You failed that, so so you know what? You drink that and it does heal you, but for the next hour, you are a lizard man version of yourself.
Beautiful.
Everyone
I mean,
needs better disguise.
I knew that I was going to be just like you. I would have drank this a long time ago.
That means another picture.
I also have one, Brendan. I drink one because I was stabbed with a unicorn horn.
Gotcha. Yeah. You can drink it naturally though, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
I feel we need some better disguises, maybe, because I mean we're traveling with a raptor, a giant man, a cat man, and a ninja. I'm the only one who looks normal here.
Is very, it just helps me blend in, like, wherever we go.
Well,
Tell me
that
about this America, and I will disguise
they
myself.
noticed us the first time. We
All
might want some better
Sinclair-
disguises so we're not as noticeable.
Now that
All we
Sinclair's a
need
normal
are-
size, Sir Ocelot's going to come over and kind of put one paw around his shoulder and give him the 80s cartoon inspirational message about, don't listen to those bullies. You're special in your own way. You just don't even listen to them.
See, all we really need are instruments, and then we could be part of a band. And we're just like,
Yeah.
we're a band, Of course we have 2 lizard people.
Inspectors do not join bands.
We're an 80s band. We're like a hair metal or something.
And then like went into my synthesizer guitar and drums, just like jamming the holograms. Hold on, I was like, dang it, you know.
It's like the '80s version of Guar.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
Isn't
god.
that just Guar?
I think so. Guar has always been.
The 80s version of Guar.
All right, so when you from even a mile away, you can see that that it's almost too late. So Dr. Evilapolis' robot is out there. You see this thing. It is a robot, 300 feet tall, and it's got these two big, giant, clampy hands on the front of it. It looks like Dr. Evilapolis himself, except it's got rivets all around him and things, and his monocle in front of it is clearly like this huge, big crosshair that has a crosshair in there, and it is wandering up there and getting ready to steal the Hoover Dam, and which would let some 29.9 million acre-feet of water right there into Lake Mead, and possibly destroy all of the Colorado River Basin. That's going to be bad for the environment. That's no good.
That's no good.
Yeah.
Must do something. So wait, this is like a giant robot?
Yeah, this robot is 300. As you guys are flying in on your flying carpet, you're like, oh my goodness. And it's standing over there by the Hoover Dam. And you can also see that, like, over there near it is like a big old case with a cutout in the middle of it, like a purpose-built Hoover Dam holding container that apparently you think is going to snatch up and put inside the case and walk off with, which is just, I mean, how evil
We
do you
need
have
to take down this robot.
Oh,
Guys,
we must disable this robot. And Miho finds a way to jump off of the flying carpet onto the robot.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me an
Use my
agility
gadget
check.
gun just.
Yeah. So give me an agility check to land on the robot there for Miho. 20
Is there someone steering this, or is this like an autonomous robot?
the giant robot?
Yeah.
You don't know. It looks from the outside. All you see is that great big monocle with like data running down it. So you don't know what they're on the inside.
Okay.
How big did you say it was?
300 foot tall.
Oh, okay, cool. That's a 19.
All right. So you land on the thing's shoulder, and yeah, sure enough, there in the side of its neck, there is a little door that will lead to the inside. If you can get it open somehow. What are the rest of y'all gonna do? You see Mio standing there on the shoulder of the robot, and you are so much.
Can I by chance can I just jump onto it, or is it like a little bit too far to do just jump onto it?
With your extendo gadget legs, I think you could pull it off. Give me an agility check,
All right.
DC 12. Isn't that right?
Do I have 12?
No, D20 and add your agility
Okay.
modifier. We got 12 or better. Look into the face of true evil, or
Ooh, natural 20.
look at you. Yeah, you land right there next to them, and you're over there on the shoulder of this thing next to Miho. You have leapt off and landed over there next to it. And yeah, sure enough, this is a high-tech security door over there. With like a couple of lights, a card slot, and a tiny little like secure window they can look out through there and such. That is what you'll see.
Who took the card from Molly?
Miho did. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, she took the card. So maybe the card opens the door.
And I'm gonna try just that.
All right. You put the card into it, and a voice says, "Welcome, evil minion," and the door slides on open. So the carpet does a loop around this thing, and at this point, the robot spots the carpet. So we're gonna get into some initiative right now as you guys are coming back around there. So that's my second 11. So creatures are gonna go on an 11.
That's a 9 for Miho.
Miho on 9.
17 for Harwold.
Harwold.
17 for Sir Ocelot.
Out of 12 for Bubbleston.
Delaney, on the bottom of your character sheet too, there's a bunch of like gadget spells that you can cast.
Yeah, I've been looking at them.
Cool. Who has a high agility out of Sir Ocelot and Harwold?
I've got a 15.
I also have a 15.
All right, well, you guys are going on the same round. I'm gonna let y'all work it out.
All right, you can go first.
That's-
Friends let friends go first. Can someone? I know you guys explained it to me once before, but I still don't get it. Why does it say next to my sword, 1d5 plus 3, but then also 1d10 plus d plus 2?
Okay, so the
Which-
1d5 plus 3 is your hit roll. So you'll roll a d20, add that, and roll that 1d5 and add that 3. Okay, the number on the inside of the parenthesis is your damage. So
Okay.
you'll do the d10, which is the sword damage. Then it says deeds. That's whatever you got on the hit check, and then you do your strength modifier.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Cool. All right, no problem. So I'm missing Sinclair. What'd you get?
I got a 14.
14 for Sinclair. All right. So, Harwald, you are up first. Before this, so the giant robot is getting ready to try to clamp the flying carpet out of the air, which will spill all of y'all onto the ground, and it'll be very, very, very bad. Harwold, however, you can go first, as this thing is reaching out for y'all. What are you going to try to do?
I am going to try to jump onto his arm and run up to his monocle.
Gotcha. All right, give me an agility check. DC, call it a 12 to leap over there. So you'll roll a d20 and add your agility modifier. You want 12 or better.
13.
Yeah. So you leap off the carpet and run up this thing's arm and get up there to the monocle. When you get to the monocle, you can see that inside, like through the data wall there, you see Dr. Evilapolis himself there working the controls, and he sees you, and he's like,
I'm gonna go.
No one knows
fog
that
it all up.
Miho and I are on the machine, so they
Right.
don't know that we're there. Okay.
You
They
use
just
a
know
special
that
card.
three of you
use
guys
a special card to get in. So there you go.
Yeah,
So you're standing at the window, and he's like,
Yep, I'm fogging it all up, and I'm trying to like.
Draw
Yeah.
high, just write high.
Yeah, exactly. I want to draw a heart, or just a smiley face.
I hate smiles and I hate hearts. He says, because he's that kind of evil guy. Sir Ocelot, you are there on the carpet. This thing is about to get snatched up. What are you going to do?
I'm following Hardwell.
All right, give me an agility check, DC 12.
I got a 16.
Yeah, you run down the arm as well, and are now also over there by the monocle.
All right, be pawing at the glass, you know.
Like now it's all paw prints and smiley faces in the front and such. It's like my fridge in the 90s with my
Decidedly less threatening now.
yeah. It looks really, All right, so it is Sinclair and then Professor Bubbleston. So Sinclair, what are you gonna do? You're the last man on the
Inspector Bubbleston.
Inspector Bubbleston. Pardon me.
I'm gonna try to keep this thing's attention for now, so I'm not gonna jump off. I'm going to throw my explosive potion at it. Not towards where these, where my friends are kind of gathering outside the hatch, but maybe towards this like shoulder joint or something.
Sure.
The potions work like a spell, so it actually gets a save instead of me rolling to hit.
All right.
So it's like a DC 12 reflex save.
Reflex save. Okay, that's my low stat. I got a 1.
Okay.
So what's gonna?
It does 12 points of damage.
Okay, this is robot damage.
It has an area of effect of 20 feet, if that matters.
Not in this case, but when the robot takes damage, I got a chart that I have to roll on. Hold on a minute. Oh, interesting. Okay, so where you are all standing there on like the shoulder looking at the monocle, suddenly the head spins all the way around. Like, ah! And everybody inside is hanging on. As the you don't know what happened, but they're all like Star Trekking on the inside. But they're still up. So the robot, it is the robot's turn. It is going to try to snatch up the flying carpet. Here comes that attack roll. That is going to be a 15. I am going to say that is going to grab the flying carpet. It's going to pull it out from under Tim, pull it out from under you, and due to the special rules of this thing, you flip over and you start falling down, but you do not hit the bottom of this round.
Good.
Everyone's got a round to do something about it before you eat it. So now it is Inspector Bubbleston. Inspector
Right.
Bubbleston, you are there, and the door has now opened. You and Miho are there looking in the interior. This thing looks like an evil vehicle on the inside. There are hallways and doors and machine sounds.
I think first thing, because I'm still like on the shoulder, like right outside the door, right? I think I'm gonna try to cast on my anti-gravity shoes, levitate on Tim, so he doesn't die.
Okay, you're going to send all right, gotcha. So
Yes.
go ahead and make that roll, D20, and add your spell check on top of that.
That is going to be 19.
19. Fantastic. So, as you're falling, Sinclair, suddenly you see
Pairs of boots.
a
just
pair of boots get kicked off and like come over and sort of like land on your feet. So,
the claw feet.
yeah. So what spell does that cover? What spell? is,
Levitate.
Levitate.
All right. Okay. And what'd you get total? 17?
19.
19. Outstanding. This spell is largely ignored, but boy, what a great spell.
I got it, Brendan.
All right.
Up to 300 pounds. It says touch target, but
Man. The
Boots
shoes,
touched you.
she touched the shoes flew over, it's a whole the cartoon. Come on now.
lasts a turn.
Okay. All right, so you now have these wacky shoes on your lizard feet and are hovering there in the air. Your descent arrested. Wah, da-da-da-da. Like you fall out of frame, then slowly rise back up.
With cool new shoes.
Right.
Shoes.
Might be a little small because they were mainly meant for me, but
Yeah.
shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Yeah. The bottom, the tread and the bobbin, one says bubble, and it says stun.
Yeah.
All right. So it is Miho. Miho, you are there at the interior of this door, looking on the inside.
Could you describe once again what is what's
Sure.
visible?
So it's on the outside looks like a giant robot, but inside this thing it looks like a spaceship corridor. You know what I mean? So you see a hallway going to a ladder that seems to go both up and down. There's like a hole in the ceiling and a hole in the floor that you can climb up to or down to. There are several doors all over the place, and you can hear machine noises and things going on in the interior. And there are lights that are like red lights. Every light in here is like Dr. Evilapolis' logo, you know. So they're like glowing his sign all over the place. And,
Right.
yeah.
Are there any shadows for me to be sneaky in?
Absolutely. It's all
Awesome.
shadows.
Awesome. So I'm gonna start
Very
sneaking
bad
my way
lighting.
through the shadows and moving forward until I can hear voices. I'm trying to find like some kind of control or some kind of people to stab.
No, I totally get it. So you give me that hide in shadows check, D20, and roll high. Add your high roll.
Oh, that's a nat 20 and
Oh, look at you on
plus
fire.
9 on the modifier.
On fire. All right. So you get inside the robot and start creeping your way over there to the door, and that is what you see. All right. So we're about to have a. That's so funny. And actually, when you get to the ladder, you hear voices coming from upstairs, and you hear somebody yelling upstairs, and wash that window off right now. I can't see a thing. it's that kind of action going on. All right, we will get back to that. So, all right, so it's top of the order is Harwold. Harwold, you are outside this thing, outside the glass sphere on the exterior of this thing, and yeah, sure enough,
Just drawing smiley faces and hearts.
Has the when the head turned all the way around, were we kind of on that turn, or like
you were standing there, you watched it go by as it swung around and is now facing you again.
All right.
You and Sarasla.
Would you consider this thing to be armor?
Sure.
This window? I'm gonna concentrate really hard and do my very best and see if I can't get a critical hit, because then it would shatter.
Oh, you're trying to bust it and shatter the armor on the outside. All right, cool. So roll me a d20. Tim, does he hit that on a 19 or 20?
Yes.
All right, so on a 19 or a 20 on the die number, you can hit it and shatter the thing. But if also roll your D die too. So your D is going to be to shatter the armor. So I'll give you something. If you get a 3 or better on the actual D5 as well, you'll get some version of what you're trying to do.
All right, we'll see what we get. Got a 16 and a 3.
16 and a 3. Okay.
Do I add anything?
Strength. Your strength modifier.
Okay. So 16 becomes 18.
Okay. Yeah, so you hit this thing. I will say you put a crack in the thing's exterior armor and are going to lower its armor class down by a little bit. All right, so yeah, so now there's like a shattered crack, like all like running down the outside of the side of the head of this thing.
Yeah.
It looks just like Dr. Evilapolis' scar that he has on his actual face. And he's like furious, just apoplectic, jumping up and down in his chair, screaming at you. So Dr. Evilapolis, he is about 3 foot tall. He's wearing this kind of like great big oversized helmet and armor, and he has an energy axe that he can break out and threaten people with. He has not gotten it out yet, but and he's, as small as he is as dangerous opponent as any as you have ever faced, as Inspector Bubbleson can tell you. I mean, he's full of tricks, just full of tricks. So it's not over. That was Bubbleston robot. No, it's actually okay. So that was.
How about the backstory? Like, he was my old partner. Like, we used to be
gotcha.
friends.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. Like
That's how I know him.
Had a falling out.
He learned everything from me.
Yeah. So he's got gadget stuff too, huh? Gadget spells. Okay.
I mean, how else would he have built the robot?
He must have used his gadget abilities to build this robot that he learned from you. But except instead of trying to use his mighty abilities to solve crimes, he is out there using them to cause
creating them,
which is just uncool. Just
the worst.
So I was top of the order, right?
Yeah, you're top of the order, and now it is Ocelot and then Sinclair.
All right, so Brendan, are you going to allow me to do Righteous Fury Burn, which in other contexts might be Glow Burn?
Yes.
All right.
I am.
I'm going to Glow Burn 20. 20.
Wow. What does that mean?
He's going to drop 20 off his stats there, and
I've got magnetic control. So I can see Dr. Evilapolis through the window, right?
Yes.
All right.
I have
I
to.
rolled
I
a 10.
Book. Okay.
I got my book.
Right,
It's
cool.
page 74. So I got a 30 total. I can lift, control, otherwise move any number of ferrous objects or creatures containing any ferrous atoms whatsoever with the equivalent of 20 strength.
Oof.
So basically, I'm going to look at this guy. I'm going to look at Dr. Evilapolis through the window and just raise my fist in righteous anger and just bang him around inside that cockpit.
Yes.
And then at the end, after smashing all of that, I'm going to yank him forward so his face mashes up against the window right in front of us.
I love that. All right, yeah. So I will give him agility save versus your 30.
Versus the 30.
I'm just saying. He's not even gonna be close to that. So all right, give me say 3d6 damage for that big expenditure there.
Okay.
And the robot freezes up since he's no longer driving it. You know what I mean? He's like out of his seat and up there, smacked him against the window.
9 damage.
9. Okay, so yeah. He's like, I'll get you, Sarasala!
Purple is just there like, hi, how's it going?
Mm-hmm.
And now Sarasala really needs a nap.
Yeah, you're pretty wore out, but that was you know what? Totally worth it. Hands are off the controls. Everything in there is messed up. That was brilliant. Okay, so it is now time for Sinclair. Sinclair, you have got these flying boots that are going to work for 10 more minutes of power. You look down and it says like 9 minutes 50 seconds on the timer built into the sides of the boots.
All right, so Velociraptor shamans have this ability called natural premonition. It's kind of like a hunter's sense.
Sure.
Could I, by looking at this giant metallic monstrosity, maybe look at a spot that might be a little bit weak that if I were to throw my acid on it, that it would do like some pretty good damage or disable it?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me that spell check or that check on top of that.
Yep.
And I got a number in mind you have to hit with that ability.
Well, it's definitely not what I rolled. I rolled a 6 total.
Yeah. You know what? This is so outside of your lizard understanding that it is going to baffle you as to where you could best put acid upon this thing in order to do maximum damage upon it.
All right. I will use my movement to like very like shakily and jauntily like fly over back to it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you fly up there and you can make it. You're going back towards the carpet, which is now hovering in place, or you're gonna make it back over to the machine.
I'm going where my friends are. Yeah.
All right. Going where my friends are. That's what I'm talking about. So you land over there on the side. There's basically 2 groups. You can either be by the open door, back where Carl is, or because you don't see Neo, I don't know where Neo got to. Or hey, get him! Or you can land over in the front and be over there by the very drained-looking Sir Ocelot and Harwald.
I'm gonna go towards the door.
All right. So you will make it to the door next round as you fly over there and can be over there and do everything over there. That was awesome. And it is now the robot and then the inspector. So the robot can do nothing this round. I will say on the interior, the whole thing like kind of shakes up inside there. He will spend this round like disentangling himself from the interior here of this. You see that all of there's a house full of minions inside there. There's like 3 minions that are also in there looking at controls and things. And they're all looking shook up and kind of rattled. They're all like normal sized humans. They have these helmets on that make them kind of faceless and hit with his insignia on the breast and a number 3, 9, 17. This round, Dr. Evilapolis is going to get himself together and try to regain control over the machine itself. It is the inspector, Carl Bubbleston, Inspector. What are you going to do? You are there just in the interior of this thing, and you do not know your new friend Mio has somehow disappeared.
I am going to work my way to the control, the cockpit,
Gotcha.
as quietly as I can.
All right, there's a ladder up there that seems to be going up. That's probably your move.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go up that ladder.
Yeah.
All right. So going up quietly, give me a check, a D20, and add your agility modifier. See how stealthy you can be.
14.
Okay. So you know what? That's pretty quiet, but here's what happens. Just when you get to the ladder, dropping down from the ceiling,
My bubble pipe falls out of my pocket.
Yeah, it makes a noise. Like one single bubble comes up, and they're like, "Oh no!" And yeah, sure enough, popping out and then popping up out of there and surprising you, you see it is Sergeant Osprey, their Osmali assassin. Dun dun, and he has stealthily been hiding. He's like, "I knew you would come for us, Bubbleston. But now you shall face the wrath of Dr. Evilapolis' League of Evil. Mio, however, you are snuck up and are right there, so you can go on the next round. But right now, he has got you covered with a sigh. Like he's pointing it at you, and he's like, "Give me all your gadgets right now." Or
so Miho's like right there, just unnoticed, just watching this all happen.
Hiding in the shadows, yeah. So it is actually your turn.
Can I sneak attack from behind?
Bonk him on the head.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just try to incapacitate him, either knock him out or
non-lethal knockout shot. So roll your D20 check and add your backstab modifier on top of that. So yeah, you'll add your backstab modifier to whatever your normal chance to hit with whatever weapon is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see. Okay, got it. So D20 plus the attack roll plus the backstab.
Exactly. And then whatever, how we do?
I rolled a 13, and all my modifiers make that a 21.
Outstanding. So then you're gonna do it's an automatic crit, but it's a non-lethal crit. We were just talking about this the other day. There should be a non-lethal crit table for just this kind of action. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I don't feel right like doing anything much more aggressive with this kind of game.
Yeah. I've got special rules for knockdown. Like at 0 points they surrender.
Okay.
And at 0 points, if you guys hit 0, you're captured.
Okay.
It'd be like they gotcha, you know. So, but no, it hasn't hit anybody yet. So we're gonna we'll just make a roll and we'll kind of see, what it looks like. So on your character sheet, it's gonna have your crit table and die on there. So take a look and see what your crit die is.
I think it's a D14.
Quick has 1d14.
All right, so roll a D14 and add your luck modifier on top of that.
Oh, give me just 1
Sure.
second. 8.
An 8. Okay, so it's blinded by blood for 1 die 4 rounds. I will say that you are going to conk him, roll your regular damage. You will conk him so hard on the back of the head that he will see stars for 1d4 rounds and be staggering about like a video game character that just got caught. So,
so wait, do I roll the damage on the weapon or do I roll the 1d4?
Roll the damage using the back of your dagger. Actually, it'll do a d10. Do a d10 with your strength modifier on top of that.
All right, sweet. 7.
7, yeah. All right, so Sergeant Osprey is still up, but also roll me a d4.
3.
Seeing stars for 3 rounds.
Nice.
Cool. And you can actually see them sort of hovering there around their head as they're like wandering around. He looks back at the camera and is like, I'm only 3 years old. he got conned that hard. He's confused. So and who hasn't been there? I mean, I think we've all at some point. So
I feel like I made like a magazine cover or a book cover because I just kept drawing and I just
that's awesome.
That's so great.
Inspector
So cool.
Weekly.
and little faces.
Yeah.
That is so great.
Please
don't
don't
touch
touch
that.
the hooligans.
Wow, look at you, talented. I love that. Fantastic. Great work. I would love a picture of all the characters. You know how I collect character sheet art. I'm counting this. I would love to get pictures of those. Y'all would send me a picture, and we'll I don't know what we'll do with them. We'll see if we can get a sticker.
Okay.
We'll ask about it. We'll see if they'll make us a sticker. Dave, you're muted.
Are you ready for the Lizard Man, Harwald?
Yes.
Got him.
Yeah. What the
Nice.
hell?
That is amazing.
Friends
That's
are
awesome.
fabulous.
Yeah, they
so
are.
jealous.
Yeah, they are. Take a point of luck.
I
And,
struggle
Professor-
with stick
Professor
figures.
also-
All these like ultra talented people, I can barely get a stick figure.
I know, right?
There are many other things I can't do. All I got.
I can't do lots of things, and I still can't draw. So
Everyone's got their.
Being
everyone's got
Inspector
their-
Bubbleston, man. We should do a comic book.
Yeah.
I know, I'm telling you. I love it. All right, so that was his turn. So that was okay. So you next round, Inspector Bubbleston can climb up that ladder and make their way up to the top there. Once we finish dealing with Sergeant Osprey, who has taken some damage. So Harwald, it is your turn once again. You see inside. You see that Dr. Evilapolis is trying to get it together, just like staggering about there and yelling at, "Go number 3, get back on that machine. Go number 2, check the radar. I want the Hoover down," he says. And they're just like you can almost smell the evil coming off of him in waves. There's just so much evil. It's like you know what I mean? It's like a thug of evil just emanating from Dr. Evilapolis at this point. Just concentrated evil. So Harwald, it is your turn, my fine lizard friend. What are you gonna do?
So there's a crack in that
Yeah.
glass, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna shove my sword of power into that crack, and like open
Hey,
it up.
Brendan, my righteous fury lasts 1 round per caster level.
Oh, okay.
So he's still bouncing around in there as he's shouting out commands and stuff. He's just now he's upside down and just bunk, 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 bunk.
Oh, I see. So how many
Ping
rounds?
pong.
It's 1 round per caster level.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, so he goes over there and you better rock. And he's just getting smashed about. So give me another 2d6 damage.
Well, I'm sorry. I'll let Hardwell do his actions first. I
Sure.
wanted to make sure.
Harwald stuck his sword inside it. So go ahead and give me an attack roll at the newly reduced armor class because you have lowered the armor class of the giant robot with your last shot. Okay. So you can go ahead and give me make your attack roll. Add your D die. Tell me how you do.
$18 and a 4 on the deep die.
Beautiful. All right. So roll damage. This is robot damage. Roll me some robot damage.
Is that like Rift's mega damage?
Yeah, it's just like Rift's mega damage. I
All right, so
I
it's
just want
10
10
altogether.
points. Outstanding. That's fantastic. All right. So, oh wait. Sorry, almost overrun there. And I will say at this point, you have like put your sword and like actually put it in there. So next round you can prise open this thing and actually open it up so people can like pass in and out of this giant big eye hole.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It'll be a strength check, DC 13 next round to pull that off. All right. So Ocelot, you still have him in your clutches. So
So is his sword penetrating into the cockpit?
Ooh.
it is busted through the the crack in the glass there. Yeah, so you can.
But is
You
it?
can impale him upon the sword.
That's what I'm going to do. Is bounce him a couple times off of the sword point.
Okay.
Boink.
Gotcha. All right, and you still have that. So I'm gonna once again give him a saving throw against
30.
that attack there against 30. I mean, just for fun. Let's see if I get a 20. So yeah, I had a 2, which is almost like a 20.
Almost.
Like if it had a 0 next to it, then
It's
I'd
pretty
be on
close,
fire.
actually.
yeah. I mean, it's thematically close. So he was over there yelling at things, and then all of a sudden you rock him back into there, and this thing just pokes him right there in the focus, and he hollers. Give me 2d6 of damage. So,
6
I don't get to use Yiddish much in gaming, and I'm just glad for any opportunity.
8.
8 more points of damage to Dr. Evilapolis. He is still up, but he goes, because nobody who likes that. Nobody likes that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
He's clutching his left cheek there with both hands and just hopping up and down, and he's hopping mad.
Yes, okay.
Hopping mad. He's not getting the Hoover down. He's getting stuck in the butt by stuff. I mean,
Right, yeah.
you can sense his frustration. You know what I'm saying at this point.
He's getting Hoover damned.
That's like everyone's trip to Vegas right there.
All he needs is like somebody like a hand on a car in the street corner. I don't know this. What am I gonna do with this? Kids watching at home, just leave that be. So,
Yeah.
check out
We'll edit that out.
yeah, we're gonna edit that. Right?
Edited out of the live stream. Yeah.
All right, guys. So listen, guys. You know what? Doctor, if you're watching at home and you're on the feed, Dr. Evilapolis is about to summon his last minion. He's got a plan C. Plan B was baguettes, so he's going to call for Plan C in order to try to finally get rid of these wretched heroes and their meddling, smiling wolf, which is still in your pocket right now, looking outside. So what Saturday morning bad guy are they going to summon to? Is Dr. Evilapolis? Is his Plan C? What's he going to summon to for the last battle against these guys? All right. So we'll come back to it. That was Ocelot. Sinclair, you are now over there by the door, and you can actually see where Miho and Inspector Bubbleston are there, and where they have just ganked Sergeant Osprey, who's now staggering around. Sergeant Osprey has a big bird head because he's an Osprey, but he's a ninja. And a Somali, excuse me. Mm-hmm. So he's got like a face thing wrapped up. He's got like weapons all over the place, and now he's kind of staggering about and little stars are indeed flying about his head.
Just like, mother.
So Kojo said he wants to
go to school.
Kojo says he should summon Skeletor.
Skeletor? Yeah, I like it. All right.
I feel like I want to turn this Saturday morning. This is the movie version now, where all of a sudden people start dying and there's swears and stuff.
It gets real gritty out of nowhere.
So
all right.
I'm gonna throw my acid on what's his face?
On Sergeant Osprey?
Yeah.
All right, give me that attack. He is injured and is staggering about. And this is actually round 1 of him being blinded, so you can take a D24 check for your attack roll. Oh, no, it's a saving throw.
No, this one I have to. It doesn't say it's not a save.
Is it a hit roll?
Yeah.
All right, so you can roll a D24 for this thing as he is seeing stars. They're all...
I rolled a 24 on the die.
Shut up. All right, that's a crit. All right, so I am going to go ahead and say that crit is going to take Sergeant Osprey out of the fight. So here's what happens. So Sinclair comes inside there, and now I'm going to take it down less gritty. Okay, I'm going to ungrittify this and such. Sinclair jumps in and cleverly throws the vial of acid at his feet, and it burns away the ground beneath him. He has just enough time to go before he falls through the floor into the elevator shaft. Lands in the pool downstairs. Why the giant robot has a pool, I don't know. Splashes
Just
over
a
water.
giant hot tub. Just a hot tub.
Yeah, and is just laying there and such with
Pretty sure villains need like some relaxation too. I mean,
Right.
You kidding me?
Hard to play
Evil
an
takes
evil,
it
right?
out of you, just like
Yeah.
it's in the muscles.
Yeah, it really does. Evil will stress you out, you know?
Yeah.
Dr. Evilapolis says he likes a massage and then some mahjong. Big fan.
Yeah.
But he plays evil
Reasonable,
mahjong.
frankly.
Yeah. He plays evil mahjong. He throws the towel seat the whole time. 'Cause, he's that evil. He can't stop with the evil. My little niece who we had on Sunday night one time, Rosalind, when she was a kid, she used to sing that Journey song. She thought it was "Don't Stop the Evil." That's Dr. Evilapolis' theme song.
That's amazing.
Right,
I
yeah.
know, she's the best.
It's
All
like the anti-superhero
yeah,
right?
yeah. Don't stop the evil.
That's
all
pretty
right.
great.
Yeah, I was a fan. All right, so Sinclair has successfully taken Sergeant Osprey out of this fight, who has now fallen all the way downstairs to the downstairs hot tub in this thing's boot, which is just a swashland, and is laying there like, hating it. And now it is time. So Inspector Bubbleston, you're gonna go up up that ladder, like you said.
yes, gonna go up the ladder.
You go up the ladder, and the elevator door. When you get to the top, the door's open for you. Shh, and it says, "Welcome, evil minion," because you still have,
The card,
yeah. And sure enough, you are there inside the control room. You see Dr. Evilapolis is there. 3 of his evil minions are there. They're all trying to take control back of the giant robot. You can also see that Harwald's sword is sticking in from the outside. And you see Dr. Evilapolis jumping around and hanging on to his hotcakes because he's not looking.
Okay, I think I'm gonna use knockout gas. So sleep spell.
Heck yeah. I want to see you do it. Go ahead and make me that check. Do you want to do any? We're in our last hour here. Tim, what's the thing that the wrench thing for Spellburn?
Yeah, so it's just a device that she can either use to fix or power up her devices. So it has 6 points of stored spellburn in it.
Yeah, so you could. I'm just saying, you've got those 6 points stored up, and I'd hate for them to go to bed.
Yeah, I'll use them. I mean,
all 6.
yeah, all 6.
All right,
all 6.
55 points. Gotcha.
All right, so
So D20 plus your base spell, whatever your normal check is for spells, then add 6 more additional on top of that.
29.
Holy hell.
29.
Man, you were rolling so well.
Yeah, you are on fire. This is the
Usually I'm
opposite.
have bad
This
luck.
is the opposite of playing with your dad.
Oh man, he's going
give
nights.
Give him a cleric, and I know 29. I got nothing for it. So all right. So here comes some goon rolls. No. Okay, the goons literally got a 2, a 3, and a 4, which I just
Wow.
So the 1 falls into the one's arms, and then falls on the other arms. The 3 of them are asleep like that Who album cover. The kids are all right.
What about Evilapolis?
Dr. Evilapolis, I'm gonna make him check. Now he has a really good saving throw and a special power for this kind of thing. So I am going to go ahead and make his check here. Okay, nowhere near. He doesn't get saving throw. He is knocked out for this, like with the rest of them. All of them are piled up there in a pile. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna
Well, yeah, that's okay. That was you climbed up and
yeah.
cast your sleep thing. So that's you were done. So they're
Okay,
all
okay.
Out of there. That was awesome. And it is Miho. Miho, you are up there with Sergeant Osprey has now fallen all the way through the acid hole down
Into the hot
bottom,
tub.
Into the hot tub.
Can Smiley come out of my jacket and leap down to pin Sergeant
Just
Osprey
nibble on his foot.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
just hold him in place?
Gotcha.
Nibble on his foot.
Smiley jumps down there. There's a cannonball. Hits the thing. Splashes all of the water out of the hot tub. Is now officially pounced there with one paw up, like ta-da! on top of Sergeant Osprey, and then smiles to the camera.
Amazing. once Miho can see that Smiley has in fact smiled, we'll sort of cartwheel up parkour up the ladder.
Doesn't she, Miho, also have like a rope from that whip from Molly Cat?
Oh no, I didn't keep the rope, but good memory. I think Sir Ocelot might have that, but I'm not. I don't think I kept it.
I just yanked her out of a tree with it.
Okay.
You know, it was a dishonorable weapon. You've never liked the whole, the whole lasso thing. Who lassos? What are you? Will Rogers?
No, it's just no.
There's no honor in your rope tricks.
Yeah. Are you a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court? I don't think so.
It's like that's one step removed from a leash. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You do not leash a cat.
Right.
You know. All right, so
the Miho parkour is up top, and if there's anyone is there anyone up here? Who's up here?
Well, there are
I'm
three,
up in the cockpit.
Yeah, Inspector Bubbleston is up here, and 3 sleeping minions, and a sleeping Dr. Evilapolis. And there you go. So there's, but you know what? There are the controls are here. You can see the controls to the giant robot are over there.
Can I go over to the controls and see if I can? I'm sure this has nothing to do with disabling a trap, so I'm gonna just like stab at it and just try to wreck it.
Gotcha. Give me you're just gonna smash some controls. Yeah, actually no. This disable device is perfect for this. So go ahead and give me a roll on top of there.
It's a disabled trap. Is that the same?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Just roll that and just give me a number there.
Maybe you can figure out how to drive it.
Yeah, I got my new car. Check out my fresh ride.
17.
Yeah, 17. You go over there and just like lift the steering wheel off it. Aha! Toss it. Drive it now, punks. Yeah, you take that steering wheel right off this thing, and it's not going. It's not going any place.
Does it stop,
it's
or
just
is it
there.
now? Is it like is it still
Tumbling over?
The robot, you know what? The robot is now idling. Its arms are still up in the air as if to catch the flying carpet. It was the last thing it tried to do. It's like, but robot faced.
Right.
Pause.
Well, it's gonna be a great new tourist attraction out here.
Oh yeah, I know, right? This will be.
Yeah,
just everyone's around just snapping their pictures.
The Hoover robot. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that is where they are. So you guys have actually stopped all of this, but go ahead and give me an intelligence check for Professor Bubbleston, for Miho, for Sinclair, and for Sir Ocelot, because you're right outside there. Oh, actually, you guys can all you're all kind of in range. Everyone can give me an intelligence check.
Ooh, not
Got
20.
19.
19. Okay, good.
13 for Miho.
Right?
7.
Oh, just yours.
I'm so tired.
I know, right? You're ready to curl up, and you know what? If only there was a term for a cat curling up someplace and falling asleep randomly.
I mean, is there like a beam of sunlight coming down somewhere?
Yeah, the other eyeball. You're like, oh.
Yeah, I am there.
Yes.
Perfect. So comfy.
6.
They're in the giant robot cockpit. You got a 16? All right, 6. Okay, gotcha. So, you know what? Inspector Bubbleston remembers that Dr. Evilapolis always seems to get away. And sure enough, when you look down, he has got a special power that allows him to escape. And when you look down, you see that it's just his armor is still there, still asleep. And like
His little monocle.
yeah, his monocle and his helmet and everything, and you look outside the window. He must have like taken some kind of chute down to the bottom, because you see him
Like a
running over
grappling
the
hook.
dam. Just in his heart-shaped boxer shorts, and is running over there, running for the dam. I will have the Hoover Dam. He has used one use of his get out of jail free card to escape. So now you are all there inside of the robot, and
Just chilling.
Yeah, just chilling. And
While
you
Sir
can
Ocelot's just napping.
Sarasa they're taking a nap. We'll say that Hartwald can get it. So we'll be out of combat rounds now because all of the goons are fat. And they'll be asleep.
Sleeping in a hot tub being chewed on by a wolf.
Right? Well, they're kind of. I'm picturing like the wolf's kind of like sitting on them.
Yeah, that's
Nibbling
what I had
on
in
his
mind.
fingers.
Just like incapacitate him.
Yeah.
Well, Miho is in the driver's seat, right?
Well, there is no.
Well, she
driver's
just
seat
ripped
per
out the
se.
wheel.
I mean,
Oh,
like,
okay.
philosophically, I'm in the driver's seat, but there's no driver's seat anymore, so.
I was gonna say
You're
go
aware
after
the
him with the
driver
giant
would be
robot.
considered.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you could, I feel like if she could figure out how to disable it, maybe she could figure out how to drive it. And
You
this
can,
is
but
like
you have to give
a
me
new
first.
team ride.
You have to fix it back. So you got a 17 on your disable check.
Yeah.
So if you could roll again and get me a 17 or better, I will let you re-affix the wheel and let you figure like that's
Is
that's
that what
step
we're
one.
doing? Why
Maybe you should
driving this robot?
maybe you should leave the driving to an expert.
Oh,
No,
I'm
do
sorry.
it.
Are all of you here so great at driving giant robots? Like, I didn't realize.
Excuse me.
Wait,
Well,
I'm-
I think that an inspector would have some experience with driving.
yeah, that's true. The inspector's
see?
a half robot
That's
herself.
fair. Oh,
Better
it's actually I can't believe I beat it, man. It's a 20.
Yeah, okay, so yeah,
Is
so yeah,
Mia
we
like
go.
a child, or is she like a teenager or adult? Like,
I picture Mio as like a young woman, like in her early 20s. Like
Okay.
that's how I have her in mind.
Like
But
ninja.
she didn't go to giant like she skipped the class on giant robot driving. Like she played hooky that day.
okay.
Div.
Alright, yeah, this is where you know what? Delaney, I think it's time for Carl Bubbleston to take the wheel. Alright, so
Literally hands you the wheel.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Alright, so I want you to roll a d20. I want you to add your level, which is 3, and your intelligence modifier on top of that.
23.
Oh my goodness gracious, yeah. You get in there and you know what? Like
Oh,
you're
this
pretty-
is easy.
Yeah, and the
Just
robot's
have to do a little dance. The robot's just dancing, like tourist attraction.
Alright, yeah, so the giant robot is flossing out there beside the Hoover Dam. What are you gonna have it do? P.S. flossing, because I know what all the hip kids lingo.
So
I thought you were talking about flossing. I was like, why would the robot be doing that?
I can't,
you know, this is gonna be like our ride back to home base. I feel like should be our ride back.
But wait, why don't we chase the dude?
Which
Yeah.
like do we know where he exactly?
Yeah, you
went?
see him. He's still
Okay,
running
we
for the dam.
Okay, how about we
He's running
like
in the
chase after him, try to snatch him up with the robot?
Or step
Oh,
on it
snatch
with
him
the
up.
giant robot foot.
Well, I mean, maybe we should do like that's Plan B.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
If we can't grab him, we'll just step on him.
Yeah.
did we
See,
find out what his plan C was, or have we foiled that already?
I think
Or-
his Plan C was calling like Skeletor or something.
Yep. So
That was
we're
his
gonna,
Plan C.
We haven't fought yet.
No.
You know what we maybe ought to do? We ought to steal a dam for ourselves.
What the heck kind of cartoon is this?
Disrespectful.
This is not heavy metal, guys.
My lawful
You are
good
not hand
He-Man
over
just
fist.
totally. You know,
Haha.
now that I'm a lizard, I kind of see things differently.
All right,
Man,
so,
this robot could be used for so much more things. Maybe evil is the better way.
He's just starting to feel a lot more predatory. Like it's just
Evil
like,
definitely
and
gets the
Ninja
better
and
toys.
The apex predator.
Right.
I mean, take a look at this robot. Like,
All right, so here's what happens. So okay, I'll tell you what, Sinclair, why don't we say you have the grabber controls over there? So give me an attack roll to grab up Dr. Evilapolis while he's running for the Hoover Dam.
Okay. I got an 8.
You got 3 points of luck for that because
I did. What do you want me to add anything to it to begin with?
well, your base attack roll and your
all right.
call it a strength modifier is ridiculous, but they're actually agility. Call it agility modifiers.
All right, so that makes it a 10. So how does it
Look, we're
get?
at 11.
All right, I'll spend a point of luck.
Yeah, all right, 1 point of luck. Yeah, you snatch him up and you actually lift him up to the outside there, and he's there, and you see that he's just there in his boxers, and he looks bummed. He's like, oh, you think you
Just
caught me,
crossing his arms, hiding like a child, like.
Not
Exactly.
the mama.
But I have one last ally that's gonna get me through this. Plan X. And sure enough, a door opens up in the back of there, and popping out of this thing is Skeletor himself. Wow, you! I shall now defeat you.
Whatever happened to licorice sponge cake?
We don't know. Licorice sponge cake.
Was she eaten?
Yeah, you don't know where she got to. She disappeared to the rest of them, but you haven't. Maybe she's here someplace. But Skeletor appears here in the cockpit, and thank you for that suggestion from the comments. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna have to off the fly him some stats, but I'm not afraid because I feel like this is the fight I've been leading up to my entire life. So give me one last initiative check, and we'll see what we can do versus Skeletor. He's gonna get a 13.
That's a 4 for Miho.
4 for Miho.
10 for Harwald.
13
10 for Harwald.
for Bubbleston.
13 for Bubbleston.
10 for Ocelot.
10 for Sir Ocelot.
Since all my stats are now in the minus.
Gotcha. So you'll be going second, and Sinclair is on half.
4.
Oh, so Mio and Sinclair both on 4.
I think Miho's agility is higher than mine.
All right, so I'll put you that perfect.
I'm at 17.
All right, so check it out. Carl Bubbleston, you are first. Out pops Skeletor out of the back there.
Right, so what was he doing? What's he doing?
He is, you know what he's doing, actually? He is running up to hit a button on the dashboard. And you can see the button says, transform.
Okay, I think I'm gonna use.
It's about to get really real up in here. Really real.
I'm gonna use my gyro punch on him.
There you go. Gyro, get him. Give me your attack roll. Gyro punch.
Alright, so that's a D20, right?
Yep, and I'm gonna go ahead and call it out since I had to just make it up. His armor class is 16.
I got a natural 20.
Shut your mouth! Shut your mouth, child of Koto! Oh. All right, yeah. Well, roll me damage and roll me that crit. Oh, goodness gracious. Please don't make Skeletor go out like a wuss, just like a
And no
one-shot
one's second.
shot.
I rolled a 3 for damage.
So 3 points of damage, okay.
Oh yeah,
and,
it's a plus
it's
1, so it's 4. 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. And it's a critical, so you can go ahead and add your. You can go ahead and so roll your critical check on top of there, and add your luck modifier if you have one.
Okay. So for the crit die was 4, and then what do I add to that?
You roll. If you have an intelligence modifier, you add that.
Oh. 7.
All right, and does it say what? No, just your modifier. Just the modifier.
It's table 1, I think, for.
Yeah, it's a plus 3.
Oh. Goodness. Hey,
Very
not bad.
smart.
Yep. Oh.
So I just said 7 points of damage, I believe.
Actually, it's on the chart here. So smash. This is actually. So you want to hear it perfect? All right. Smash foe's hand. Inflict plus 2d3 damage with the strike, and you smash their hand really badly. So go ahead and roll me 2 die 3. So he's over there reaching for the button, and out comes the fist. It hits him right in the hand where he's trying to reach the button.
I got a 1 and a 2.
3 more points of damage. And he's like, how dare you, Bubbles, it did really hurt. Who hit someone in the hand? So,
Well, this person does.
all right.
Wouldn't it have been awful if she accidentally hit the button?
Oh God. Just,
I will
that
say-
was not supposed to happen.
Yeah. So smashing his hand is going to prevent him this round from grabbing
the button.
hitting the transformation button. So instead, he is going to cast an evil spell.
I mean, I'm kind of curious to see what the button, like, what it transforms into.
No, right? We're not allowed to see.
What evil spell is he casting, Brendan? Something that I might be able to.
Oh, are we gonna have a spell duel?
We'll see.
Oh my God,
Depends.
yes. All right. He is going to cast an evil spell, a kind of a charm spell that is going to force everyone to look at themselves and to consider all of it's going to affect your self-esteem. He's going to attack it directly by preying on everyone's weaknesses.
I have Blessing and I have Invoke Patron are pretty much the only two that I think that would come close to being.
Oh yeah, Blessing actually I think would be a really good one for this. So so we're having a spell duel. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Here in Cartoon World, we're having a cartoon spell world duel. All right, gotcha. All right, so cool. So at this point, wow, are you going to do any spell burn?
Oh, actually, good point. So, yes, I am gonna burn we'll call it 4, 7, 11.
11. All right. You know what? Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. All right. I rolled randomly for a number of points of spell burn that Skeletor is gonna do. And this is. I'll tell you what. Just that sentence coming out of my face is like
the best thing ever, right?
I'm gonna pet my cat. Do we love it? A spell duel with Skeletor, y'all. Spell duel with Skeletor. All right, so I am rolling. I am doing spell burn. You weren't doing spell burn. Do you have a book for the spell duel? You mean this?
Yeah, I'll pop it open.
All right. What'd you get total?
I got a 28.
All right, I got a 19, which I thought was actually pretty good, all things considered. So, how do we do?
Of course, I actually just closed it by accident, but we did. Magic spell duels.
This is the first time I've seen a spell duel like in person.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to keep track, and for a while there, I was like, I had educated like 8, but I never participated in one as a player.
Well, I got a 28 and you got a 19.
19, yeah. So I'm beat by 9.
I don't see. I gotta do the search because I don't see it in the table of contents.
I got you. It's page 100. So.
Oh, is it? All right.
Yeah, attackers is a 19. Defenders is a 28 plus. So that means you roll a D8 and you're going to subtract that from my check.
I got an 8.
That drops me down to an 11, which means my spell fails. But your bless still works. Yeah, I just got dueled. All right. So he tries to cast his evil spell that was going to force all of you to go face to face with your worst weakness, but he just got it. The Sinclair, the lizard shaman, just stole that away from him. And that's it out of order. So it's Harwin. I have said your name, Harwold. Harwold, it is your turn. He is clearly trying evil magics, and but Tim, the shaman, is able to clamp that down and not allow him to do it. So what are you going to do?
Well, I guess I'm going to.
Oh, just so you guys know, because my spell went off, you are all going to get +4 to all your attack, damage, saving throws, skill checks, spell checks.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and so everyone's got +4 and you know what it is, y'all? You know what's radiating off of Sinclair right now? It's the power of friendship.
Oh,
Exactly right. And you know what?
Because friendship is magic.
Friendship is magic. And that's why, for my special heroic deed, I'm going to give Skeletor the biggest hug he's ever had.
Oh, man.
You're going to defeat him with the power of love?
I'm going to wrap him in the power of love. You know.
I love it. All right.
Check out this
So,
guy.
So make me your attack roll and your D die.
This, but he'll feel.
Who wouldn't want to hug that?
Yes.
I'd rather hug a lizard if I'm being honest.
I know, right? Yeah, that chance. All right, just the idea, you know. All right, so go ahead, make your attack roll plus your D die plus your strength plus 4, and tell me what you get your deed. Just gonna do it.
Deed. Oh, it's a natural 20. And the D die is a 5.
Oh man.
Okay, so here's what happens. Harwood hugs him and he resists and he's like, no, I love you. And like, Skeletor's like, no. I didn't want to hug you for so long. It's not easy being either. And he just dissolves. It all just comes rushing out of Skeletor. It just comes pouring on out of him, you know?
He starts to hug back and puts his head on my shoulder. Yeah. I do one of these.
On his
on the back.
On his scully.
Oh, poor thing. It's okay. I'm here.
Yeah.
And like Dr. Evilapolis hanging outside of the robot's arm in his boxer shorts. It's like,
are you kidding me?
it just sucked the evil right out of him. You know what I mean? To see, you know, Skeletor, a a 5. You know, that's a three dots into the hug attack, the friendship attack, the love attack, and he just blubbers into a thing, and he know what he does? He takes you by the hands and he looks all of you in the face. He apologizes. He apologizes for all of the evil he's done, and he tells you how to he tells you where the monuments are hidden, you know, and that he purpose built a giant robot to take each monument from its place and put it over there, back on its evil lair, on its evil desert island, which is where I thought the conclusion was going to happen, but it's not even going to get there. So
I'm gonna apologize for hurting his hand.
Yeah, he's like, that's okay. I was trying to do something evil again.
Okay, wait. Can I ask him like what the button did? Like, what was it going to do? Like, what exactly was it going to transform into?
We were going to transform into a flying dragon and fly back to the evil island of Dr. Evilapolis.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Owen Wilson, wow.
Here's my Dr. Claw impression. Wait, hold on. I'll get you, Gadget. Come on, the cat. That was right on.
That was pretty good.
All right. Yeah. Sure enough. Here, come sit by me. Right here. I can pet you. There we go.
Evilapolis is in for a long time out.
Yeah, he is. So at this point, the dungeon judge appears, and he's like, "Well done, friends. You did a fantastic job, you know, stopping Dr. Evilapolis and his evil minions and putting everything right. I'm really proud of you. But I want to know, what did we learn today?"
Friendship is magic.
The power
But you
of
shouldn't
friendship.
smash people's hands.
That's right. And no matter how bad things get out there, friendship is what is going to sustain you through the bad times. Friendship's what's going to get you to the next level. Reach out, value your friends, take care of them, and be a good friend. And most
Don't smash their hands.
Don't smash hands, and be a good friend to yourself. All right, I can't take this anywhere else. I'm calling. I'm throwing in the car.
We're just too good. Wilson is too good.
Just too good, and I you know what I did? I underestimated the power of friendship. That's what I did.
That's your biggest mistake. Every bad guy makes that mistake.
Every bad
guy.
What's our post-show message?
Friends are fabulous.
So
Friends are fabulous, and new friends, you know, like value your new friends and value your old friends, and like, you know, sometimes, you know what we've learned from Inspector Bubbleston. Sometimes you have a friend who doesn't want to be your friend anymore and instead wants to be an evil guy and steal monuments. Don't feel obligated to still be friends with that guy because
yeah.
Some friends suck.
Yeah, some friends are terrible.
Some friends suck.
Some friends suck, and some
That's
friends
the
show up.
post-show message.
And some friends show up with a bag full of Choco Tacos at just the right time and save the evening.
Yes.
That was Bernard did that one time. Saved our night, so yeah.
Yeah, that was my heroic deed. Probably, perhaps, my most heroic deed.
It saved my night. That's for darn sure. So we're a little bit early, but we're at a wonderful stopping point. So we're going to go ahead and say good night for tonight. Thank you all. Don't forget, friendship is magic. And before we go any further, we have a tradition here on the Game Therapy show that I forgot last time because Bruce didn't give me the cue. But now we're here and we're back. Everyone, please do this with me if you're watching along at home, and my guests here in the studio, so to speak. Deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. In with the gaming. Out with the bull crap. In with the gaming. Out with the bull crap. Everybody, go home and you got homework tonight. If you're watching this, reach out to a friend and tell them, hey, thank you very much for tuning in to Game Therapy 1000 Insane Worlds. Come back next time when we're going to have a first ever for Game Therapy, our first sequel. Dun, dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun.
See you next time.
Bye, all.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.